Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kirby. Some of the long time subscribers to the channel will remember Kerbside Weekly, where I used to document my whole week. You know, I think I'd pretty much film every job, but not in so much detail. And yeah, it just got a bit too much. The editing was just, it took too long. But now I've got an editing team, aka the wife, aka Mrs. Kirby. So yeah, that should make things easier. So I'm going to start off this week. We've got a coolant or overheating diag to go have a look at, and then we've got a thermostat to replace on another overheating job or coolant leak from last week. So yeah, let's take you along and let's get this started. Right, so to the first job, we've got this Ford Cougar, and it overheated on the customer the other day. Coolant level looks okay at the minute, although a little bit low, so I don't think it's lost a load of coolant and overheated. So we've just got the launch 601 on it, so we're just going to have a look at some codes and do some testing from there on. So I've actually got the pressure tester on there just to not make sure I'm not missing anything, because it was obviously a little bit low. Not enough to overheat, but you know, can't rule out anything. Right, one test I didn't show you just now is I had the pressure tester on the expansion bottle set to 0.5 bar. And as you turn the car on, there should be a little bit of drop in pressure where it creates a vacuum, and then when you rev it, the rev should go up. Doesn't always work, this test, I found, but yeah, on this time, yeah, you can see it moving. Also, you can see the coolant coming back into the tank. So really, all that's left is the thermostat, and I'll show you. It's a big old unit on these things, thermostat housing. So it's just down here, and that's going to be at fault. Right, next job is this little Mini Cooper, and I was here last week because he had a bit of a coolant leak, or overheating was it? Yeah, so when I tested it last time, it was leaking out of the thermostat housing. So yeah, we're just going to get that swapped out now. So a few bits to come off: airbox, battery, and then hopefully not too much more else, but we'll soon find out. So I'll show you what the thermostat looks like with the one I've got. So I've got a Citroen. Sweating up, it's a hot day. So airbox is out, battery is out, one bolt is out, two bolt is out, that bolt is just spinning, so I can't get this battery tray out the way. That looks a bit worn. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get to it, or get to everything with that still in place. I can try, but it might be a bit tricky. There's that bolt up there, and that there. I quite possibly might be able to get to that. All three of them bolts might just be alright. That's all three of them bolts out. Let's see if it will wiggle out from behind this battery tray. Just getting stuck. And there we go. Lovely. Slight hiccup. One thing I sort of didn't even really think about is this thermostat housing doesn't come with a new thermostat. So that comes out of the old one. So it'd be pointless to put just the housing in, even though that's what's leaking, but without putting a new thermostat in. So I think I'm going to go and shoot off and go and get one of them. Back in a minute. We are back in action with our new thermostat. Just got to clean up this area a bit more. And yeah, had a quick stop for a bit at McDonald's, and try and get this all back together and get back to that thermostat housing from this morning, because that should come in soon. Right, that's the new housing on. We just got to bleed it, so this does turn and lock and unlock, and also these little nipples here. I've already undone this one. I'm not sure if there's anywhere else that there is some. I'm just gonna have a look. Right, coolant's just coming out of there now, so we can put that cap back on. Now I've just gone to start this car up. Honest, it is running like a bag of bad stuff. Anyway, I'll start it up. Don't know if you can pick that up, but yes, email's on. Running really rough. So I've just got the launch 601 on it again. Okay, panic over. When I disconnected the throttle body and put it all back on, it's obviously reset itself, so I just had to come to adaptations, adapt it, and that's better now. So I'm just going to run that up, make sure we are still not overheating, and yeah, we'll get on to the next one. Probably see you there. That's it for Monday. So that job I went to this morning to diagnose the thermostat, I gave her a quote and I didn't hear back from her. I said I'll go off and do this mini thermostat, I'll come back after that. The part isn't in at the minute, but I can get it ordered up. It'll arrive at 1:30. Didn't hear back from her for a couple of hours. I thought that's fine, she might be busy. Well, yeah, I just finished that thermostat on the Mini, and then I get a text from her saying, oh, we've had to, or no, my husband has got another mechanic out just after you to have a look at it, so we're just waiting to hear back on a quote, which is fine, you know, I don't mind. You know, I'm not the cheapest, I realise that, but my price is based on a few things, basically. My skill, my honesty and integrity, my after sales care, my warranty. Anyway, the way it goes at the minute, you know. Whereas there's a lot of mobile mechanics in my area, and there's a couple that I always see, particularly, that are always getting tagged in the Facebook groups, you know. And I've been out to one particular mechanic's, shall we say, bodge jobs or failed repairs numerous times now. And I know he's cheap. But you pay cheap, you pay twice. Pay peanuts, you get monkeys. But anyway, I've given her a price. She hasn't told me she's not happy with it, but she's got somebody else to look at it. So I said, that's fine, no problem. If you're still waiting to hear back from this other guy, I'll go off and do some other work, not a problem. But you will owe me my diagnostic and call out fee. And now I haven't heard back from her again. So I'll give it a couple of days. If I hear nothing from her, I'll go around the house, because I think that just takes the a little bit, to be honest. You're paying for my time, and obviously, you know, with this other mechanic's quote, he isn't going to be including a diagnostic fee, even though when I get a phone call from somebody else and they've had it diagnosed somewhere else, I always say to them, I will still need to diagnose it myself, or you take the risk. If the repair doesn't work, that's on you. I might come to the same conclusion as this other guy, or I might not, but I don't want to just go and replace some parts and it doesn't work and then I'm to blame. Because I know what people are like, you know? People like to always blame somebody else. But anyway, so I've just been up to the unit quickly, just seeing what needs to be done there, and there wasn't really anything to do. So yeah, I'm on my way home. We'll see you tomorrow. Tuesday, I'm in the van, and it is roasting today. Absolutely roasting. First things first, today, I sold a car last week. So my mate is just bringing that from my unit. He's dropping it to the customer, and then I'm gonna pick my mate up. Because yeah, the customer came to look at this car one day and the oil cap for some reason was missing. So it was obviously a bit of a wasted trip for him. So I said if he comes back and has another look at it and he wants it, I'll drop it back to him. So that's what I'm doing first, and then we've got a clutch and flywheel and pads and discs possibly all round on a Transit, but that's up the unit today. So yeah, let's get to it. Hey Marv, you like that one? Right, we're back up the unit now. Got this Transit Custom on the ramp, in for a clutch and flywheel. Front brakes as well, I believe. There's a big old lip on here. The pads are actually decent, but yeah, I think he wants them done, and he said to have a look at the rears as well. So we'll have to get the wheels off. Discs are not too bad condition, to be honest, but the pads are getting low, so we'll have a look at those. But yeah, let's get cracking. So up here we've just got the cables to get off, connections for the slave cylinder off, some mount down there, a few bolts up here, and that should be it from up here. Right, I've got as far as taking the discs off on each side. We're going to put new drive shafts on actually, because yeah, it's the boots have been split and all the grease has come out of all of them, so I don't know how dry those joints are, and these joints are an absolute nightmare to get off. And for the price of the two drive shafts that my mate had laying around for the same car, by the time we do new joints and labour, it'll be about the same. So yeah, but everything else is off pretty much. This side's off. Mind the mess. These ball joints are an absolute nightmare to get out, but they're out. Everything's disconnected under here, so we've just got to pull the drive shafts out and drain the gearbox oil, take the slave cylinder out, and connections up there, and then yeah, should be ready to go. I'll show you that bit hopefully. Get this joint mount out, support the engine, and yeah, we'll be ready to come out. But I'm just trying to work really slowly because it is just such a glorious day, really lovely day, and there's no wind about in this unit, but yeah, I can't complain. It's better than the winter. But anyway, let's get this box out. But first, a quick bit of lunch. The clutch out. Bosh. I've used the little gearbox jack for that, but it was a little bit tight coming out. Just got the flywheel to remove. But these bolts here, I believe, are a Torx 65, because I've got a 60 and a 70. 60's too loose and 70 doesn't go in. But guess what? I don't have a 65. So that's good, isn't it? Yeah, that's definitely too loose. Right, actually, on closer inspection, these are a Torx Plus, and that fits in a lot nicer. There we go, that's nice and secure. Just got to get an adapter on there, gun them off. Right, many hours later, gearbox is back in. I actually didn't film the clutch and the flywheel going in, but yeah, that's all in. And I won't lie, this box was an absolute struggle to get back in. Had to use the gearbox jack to get it in, but yeah, it was just a bit of a fiddle trying to get it all in. Yeah, but it's in back now, so just everything has to go back together. Engine mount, all the bolts around the bell housing, and a few bits of wiring, slave cylinder, job done. And that'll be it for the day. Maybe put some of the brakes back together, but we can always do the rest of that tomorrow morning. Whew. Right, that's I'm going to call it a day. Clutch is done. Just got to do the brakes tomorrow, which shouldn't take long. Front's already halfway out. But yeah, that's it. A nice chilled day, really. Well, I say chilled, it was roasting, but yeah, easy day, really. Like, apart from struggling to get that gearbox back in, but yeah, it went in eventually, so not too bad. But yeah, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Wednesday morning, I'm in the van. I'm not very happy. So, you know the job I went to on Monday, the first job of the week, to diagnose an overheating Ford Cougar? Well, so, I don't know if I said it on the day, I think I did, but went away, got her a quote, didn't hear back from her, and she got back to me saying there was another mechanic that was coming out to have a look at it. I said, fine, not a problem. Everybody's entitled to, you know, a second opinion, or, you know, a price they'd be more happy to pay. But I said my call out and diagnostic fee will still be owed, because she paid for my time. Now, this is where I will hold my hands up a little bit. So she called me on Friday whilst she was broken down with her car overheated, telling me how desperate she was to get her car back on the road. And I said, look, I'll come to you first job Monday, so if any parts need ordering, we can get those ordered and hopefully get you back on the road as soon as possible. So yeah, didn't hear back from her after I'd sent her the message about owing my diagnostic fee until late last night. And her response was, basically she said, this other mechanic that came round, he didn't charge to diagnose the fault, and he used diagnostic tools as well. So my first issue with that is this other mechanic self-employed or not? Because no self-respecting mechanic, mobile mechanic, tradesman, electrician, plumber would do anything for free. Because if they've got insurances, you know, fuel or whatever, we have to pay for that. People who advertise diagnostics for free usually just put that diagnostic fee onto the repair. So, you know, it's kind of a clever marketing tactic, I guess, but it's not very transparent. This is where I hold my hands up a bit. When she spoke to me on a Friday, it was all a very quick conversation because someone was coming to pick her up in a recovery truck, and no mention of a fee was ever talked about. So I hold my hands up with that bit. But you wouldn't expect a plumber or an electrician to come around and have a look at a fault with your house and not pay them. And whilst I was, when I finished the job, diagnosing the thermostat, I did say it's usually about £200 to £300 for these stupid designs. And I said, so that plus my labour to fit it, and I said at the time plus my call out and diagnostic fee. And she didn't at that point mention Oh, there's a diagnostic fee. So in this text she said, yeah, there was no mention of a diagnostic fee. The other guy didn't charge to come have a look at it, but I've taken it to Ford and they've said it's an engine seal. Now this sounds a bit fishy to me, because in the space of a half a day she's managed to get her car booked into a main dealer. Not possible. Not possible at all. And if it is possible, there ain't a main dealer that's not going to charge for their diagnostic fee. And also, what is an engine seal? And if it was a seal, that means there would have been a leak. And there wasn't, because I pressure tested the system and that coolant bottle was just below minimum, I'd say. Certainly not enough to overheat a car. So anyway, she's now refusing to pay me. So I've gone out of my way to help somebody to try and get their car back on the road as quickly as possible, and now you don't want to pay me. So yeah, I didn't have a very good night's sleep last night. I haven't had a very good night's sleep the past 2 nights because it's so hot. So yeah, I'm a bit tired today, but we're gonna crack on anyway. Her not paying me is not gonna make or break my company. It's just very frustrating. Anyway, we've got a quick brake fluid leak to go and have a look at. I've done an EGR and EGR cooler on this VW Chiron last week. And then yeah, this week he's messaged saying he's had to top the brake fluid up and there's a leak by the driver's front wheel. And again, he's a long-term customer, but he's sort of poked at, oh, is there anything you could have done whilst you was doing the EGR? No, mate. I mean, if there is, I'll happily pay for it if I've nicked something, but like I said, there shouldn't be anything around there that I could nick. And then we're back to the unit, finish off that Transit Custom brakes, and then we've got a rocker cover on an old Mark IV Golf. We've got to go have a look at a car that's for sale, a cheap Honda Jazz. Anyway, we'll see you the first one. Right, let's have a look. And we've got signs of wet patches here, all up there. Seems pretty bad. Let's see if we can just turn the wheel enough to have a look. What way is it? That way? That way. Right, just to confirm where it's coming from, I've got the brake pressure bleeder on. Just going to give this area a bit of a clean up. Nice 1 bar of pressure. Pop that there. Right, I don't know if you're going to pick it up on the camera. It's just starting to leak all in there, so it might just be that there's a washer that is leaking. Right, so all I've done is just clamp it off. I'm just going to undo this bolt here, which is either a 10 or an 11. It's an 11. See, the washer is stuck on there. That should be able to come on and off. 1 second. It's on there. Just have to wind it out. There we go. And this washer is just stuck on. There we go. Well, I know you're not going to pick this up on camera because this camera doesn't focus, but ooh. Have a look at those seals. That's not doing anything. So let's go take the bolt and get some new washers. Let's come in the toolbox. Got some copper washers. That might do it. I think these ones are going to be too big. So we've just got to find one that fits. That one fits, maybe a bit loose. Loosey goosey. Way too loose. Problem is, these have all been. That might do it. Just got to find another one. These have all been mixed up. Two of them might do. About the same thickness. Don't think that one's big enough. Yeah, there we go. Those two should do. Right, just gonna clean up here, here, and this other side. Because we just want a nice clean. So we've got the washers, got one this side, one the other side. Put that through. Line it back up. Twist that in. Give that another clean up. Give the inside of the wheel a bit of a brake cleaner there. Right, that area now is nice and clean, so we'll take this back off and we'll pressurise the system and wait for a leak. Right, that's it. That pressure bleeder has been on now for a few minutes. That's all nice and dry. Nice easy fix. Right, on to the next one. I'm back up the unit now. Just got this little oil change to do on this Transit Custom. We're all done now. I didn't film it. Boring. No axle stands, just two jacks for all the internet trolls. We've got Ford approved stuff. Ford filters. Right, that's the brakes done on this Transit Custom, front and rear. All padded stuff. I've done the clutch now, new gearbox oil. Just got to put all the wheels back on, take it for a quick test drive, and then that'll be it. And then pack up all my tools and go do another job. Out in this sun, it's still baking outside. It's not getting any cooler, but yeah, it is. Right, one last job. Mark 4 Golf rocker cover. Just got to undo all these bolts, intake pipe off, breather pipe off, that off, but then there's two bolts, one down there, one down there. We've got this cam cover off this Golf now, and just on the sides here, it's been off before and someone's used sealant. So we won't be using that again. And on this side, we'll have a look at how it's quite supple still. Yes, it's quite supple, the seal. So I don't know why someone would have used sealant on it before.
Does that sealant need to be replaced?
No, there shouldn't be any sealant on it.
I mean the gasket.
The gasket, normally it's good practice every time this comes off is just to put a new one on, because it is rubber, yeah, it does get hard over time and quite brittle.
Yeah.
So it is just good practice to replace it if you get this cover off.
And would that cause the leak?
Yeah. Yeah. Right, that's the cover all back on. So we're just going to start it up, check for any leaks. But that should all be good. Whew, it's Thursday and we're on our first job. We've got this little Citroen Berlingo and we've got these fault codes. So we've just got the launch 601 on there. Right, we're just scanning the system now. So we've got 2 engine faults. Driver has just said it come up with this AdBlue fault and he added some AdBlue, but the fault is still there. So yeah, I'm not sure how much he added, so I've got to ask him, but yeah, just gonna wait for this to finish and we'll go through it. So we've got P20E8, pressure of the urea fluid pressure too low. So we are just going to data stream here, go down, NOx system, let's just select all, got that, gauge pump module stopped, we've only got 4 bar. I believe these should be about 6 bars of pressure. He's put 10 litres of AdBlue in, he said, but we're going to check the AdBlue injector on this and just make sure that's not blocked up. Right, this is the AdBlue injector here. It's got a little 5mm, I think it is. 4mm, one sec. 4mm Allen key. Let's get you over there maybe. There is some white AdBlue around here. 2 hours later. 1 eternity later. Okay, let's take this little bracket off. It's got a little bit of blockage. Let's see if we can clean that out. Right, let's just take that off. It's not too bad, to be honest, but it's all very hard. So, a bit of brake cleaner. Give the same treatment. Just up. Got them big chunks coming out. And just in case anyone was wondering, it's not going on the floor, it's going on my mat. Bit of a crack in this exhaust as well by the looks of it. That's going to need replacing soon, or some rust. Yeah, that'll need doing soon. Right, I found a test plan. Basically, a bulletin with this fault code to say check the injector, see if it's got any leaks that needs replacing. Obviously, it was a little bit blocked up, but and it had a bit of leakage under there, but that's not the issue. And it says get the van up to temperature. And if that pressure doesn't raise to 5 bar whilst driving, basically the pump's knackered, so replace the pump. So I'm just out on a drive, just stationary at the minute, and yeah, it's still at 4 bar, and even this bit of data here you know, it's telling me it's not working. So yeah, we're gonna go back and price up a new pump. It's fine to drive, it's not got the countdown yet, but I believe that won't be far away. So yeah, anyway, we'll see you on the next one. I don't know what I've got next. Finished with that Berlingo, so I'm just going to get a price on a new pump. Things like that, it's probably always best to go with main dealer. As much as I hate giving main dealers my money, or not my money, customers' money, but still, I think off the top of my head they're about £800–900. I think there's other options. There's another company I've tried before, but their customer service wasn't great. So yeah, I might try somebody else. But yeah, anyway, have a look at this. Big amphibious truck, whatever the hell that is. But yeah, they do amphibious vehicles. There's 2 of these in there. I'm assuming they're for sort of tours along the river or something, because we've got the Thames just where I am, near here. But yeah, I pulled up and I was like, what the hell is that? Looks pretty cool though. Right guys, that's like I said, I've got some errands to run, and it's actually going to be quite a short week because it's the wife's birthday tomorrow. So yeah, I've just been running around getting those bits, and I'm going to have tomorrow off, and I won't be working the weekend either. So yeah, but we're back in action on Kerbside Weekly. So this video is mainly just a introduction back into Kerbside Weekly for all my new followers. Like I said, I used to do Kerbside Weekly, but now the wife, she edits all my videos, so I've just got a bit more time. And yeah, I know there's a lot of people that was subscribed early on and they really enjoyed the weekly videos, so I'm going to try and combine the weekly videos with some projects. I'm going to try and get some more car sales stuff in, and also the more in-depth repairs, if you like to call it. But yeah, if you've liked it and want to see more, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next week.